Well, hello everybody. This is part 7 of the real truth. What's going on with the physical world or the spirit world, or you can just call it the spirit warfare. But yes, just like in the last video there, talking about more like the negative spirits and negative psychics can literally more like be into multiple places at one time, and those negative more like psychics can more like have the body more like fully acted and as well be around you spiritually fully acted. This is a very hidden slash sensitive topic out there. If you do come across any of these people actually is doing this, if you say anything about it, they're going to directly deny it. Just flat out deny it or look at you funny. But if you more like say something behind the back and no one around, then they start more like acting funny or even talk about the topic you just talked about, yes, that was them. Now to tell me who they is, they could might say something about it. They probably don't tell you the whole thing. So yes, keep your eyes on more like these psychics around are doing these things, and there's a whole lot on doing around. I'm not talking about more like a few on like the first stages, a few hundred, a few thousand. Yeah, this literally a whole lot of people is doing this. Over 50% of the human population is doing this. Over 50% of the human population is doing this. It's not at 100%. I thought more like there are some people out there more like is not doing this at all for multiple reasons. One reason more like they don't know nothing about it. They spiritual sleep, and they've been asleep all their life. So yes, so it's not 100% of the human population, but it is over 50% of the human population is doing this. Now, when it comes down to what these send different messages to more like themselves and others, using your eye to see what you see and determine what it is, they do more like sending off. So if you come across something new, like a new technique, a new type of skill in something, determine what it is, they're going to send it to themselves or send it to someone else. So yes, they do be sending off more like information about more like how is it done. How much is it done? How well do that work? And they go from like a long list of many things, skill categories in life. A long list of many things. Just fully open up your imagination to all the different types of skills and techniques and people got around across the world. Now, if it's somebody more like is not really good in something like martial arts, then all of a sudden seem like they good in martial arts, but they haven't more been doing not too much training with martial arts, haven't went to no school, but all of a sudden seem like they now starting to get more natural good. Yeah, they went out there and more like they stole that individual more like skill. They would take more like someone's skill and apply that the information to them, bit piece until they got much of they want. And of course, determining what it is, they as well will depress the individual doing it. Now they don't always press more like the individual depending on what it is, but they will depress it. And once they depress it, the individual will have a hard time doing it again, or they just can't do it at all. And it could be more like a technique, or it could be something more like you directly learn, or it could be more like something you got some spiritual more like new information. They would more like depress that as well. So let me be aware that they're depressing these different things on you and hawking it from you. Now these different more like skills and stuff, especially when it comes down to spiritual more like abilities and stuff, they will literally more like practice these things right behind your back, force you to go to sleep and practice it on right behind your back, literally. Well, you may be asleep, but in another more frame while you're sleeping, they literally practicing what they're depressing from you. And as well, the problem like taking that and transfer to themselves as well, with different messages and different information and skills and a long list. That brings to another thing. Be aware anytime of your third eye. They like to use your third eye to control you at times. Like literally, you could be more like doing something or talking about something, and all of a sudden your third eye more like it's starting to have that little post fin in there. but you're not doing nothing spiritual. So then be aware of that. I talked about this before, what they use your third eye. If they use your third eye, just like I said in the other video, use your left, use your right, and literally swipe more like on that third eye. This will cancel out the control command they're trying to control whatever you're doing, no matter more like it's something physical you're doing or something mental. It literally cancel out. So this is a very, very hefty technique. I can't tell you how many times this has helped me out. Now, when you're not using your third eye trying to control something you're doing or inward, they will use more like your crown chakra as well. So be aware of that too. Be aware of little post-sensational feelings on your brain as well. That's another control thing. Be aware for all three of those. Third eye, crown chakra, and little heartbeat feelings on your brain. Be aware of all three of those. Now, if you're someone real good at multitasking, do we depress this as well? If you're someone good at multitasking, so the very nerves and the brain section that more is good for multitasking, they'll directly press that down, literally, to more like keep track on things on you and others around you. So the same way they can depress it, you can undepress it. So you can multitask the way you're supposed to multitask, and you can increase that as well. So then be aware of if you notice you're having problem to multitasking all of a sudden. That's not natural. Besides calling them negative spirits and negative psychic, there's another name you can call them by. And they don't like more like when you call them this, but you can definitely call them this for so many multiple reasons. And that name is more like brain hackers. So I'll say again for y'all to understand. Brain hackers. For a long list of reasons, that's more of a straight name to call them what they be doing, because the negative spirit, negative psychic be doing a whole lot of hacking into your brain. A whole lot of hacking. Now, when these thieves breaks into your home amongst homes, it's about more like how your memory and other things into your homes amongst home. Doors are locked, and they round in your home trying to pick this and pick that, trying to find this and find that into your home. Your doors are all nice and locked. Right, from one thing to the next thing, all kinds of your memories are all locked and sealed up. But during that time while they're around you, they're trying to open up this, trying to control this, see what they can find in your homes, amongst homes. Now, depending on more like how hard it is to do this and do that, do we in fact invite someone over who better more like fit the task they want to do this or do that. So these things go down right inside of your brain. They like to work on you more like 24/7, but they like to do the main work on when you have fallen asleep, or they have forced you to fall asleep. So yeah, they do all the main work during that time, but while you're up, they will do things as well. That's the main time they really do things. So that's another reason if you see any increase into your sleeping section all of a sudden, you haven't did no actual workout, haven't overworked yourself, you haven't been taking no drugs, your health is okay. If everything seems okay in a natural way, then yes, that's them. And these are some of the many reasons why they are doing this to you, trying to find out other things about you. The big outcome goal when they are doing this is to open up all your doors. They like to call this an open house, what they like to call this. So it's very easy to go from one thing to the next thing, from brain part, from memory, skills, and other things around in and out of more like your life. So basically, they be working on this section here. So if they're around long enough, they will manage to do this to you. Go throughout to want your privacy stuff, to your deep secret, and just dig and everything to go throughout more like your information and a long list of many control things they can do on you when you're like this. So yes, they are in multiple different layers and sections of your brain and different layers of your subconscious and deep subconscious, all over the place when they are like this, all over the place. Now that brings me up to another topic as well. Now these negative more like spirit, negative psychic, you got another type more like around them. These are closet diggers, and they like to dig in your closet for all your skeleton and all the kind of dirt you can find more like it's in you, into your memory category, different things you have did in your life you're hiding and shameful. They really like to dig in your closet. These are called closet diggers. If you find one around you, they're always digging in your memory for all kinds of dirt on you, no matter it's the first second, the first hour, the first day, the first week, the first month, or the first year, or more like longer than that. They always digging in there for something. They can't get enough of digging around in your information, personal information, very personal information, looking all into your closet. And over time, you really want to feel and read the section they are in as well. On day one, you should be able to pick them up on day one as well. Depending on how far you are spiritually, your sense should be more like up there. If it's not, more like you need to get it up there. But they like to really dig into your personal information, and like literally what they find, they could literally more like put it out there, like literally put it out there to more like themselves directly, physically, or someone else. Now they're looking for all kinds of dirt on you, for more like things you did more like when you were young, things you read only that you know. Some like to dig for more like things into the sexual category. How many girlfriends have you have? How many times you have messed with on different women or male? Yeah, they like to dig in these sections and more very deep personal thing. These closet diggers. Now, of course, all of them are nosy. When it comes down to these negative spirits and negative psychic, all of them are nosy. But the closet diggers take it a step further when it comes down to nosy. They more nosy than the average negative spirit or negative psychic. They more nosy than the average one. So they will dig more when the others will not be doing digging. So yes, them be aware of these things happening. If you're talking about more like something with someone, or more like you're going over something, then more like the topic comes out of nowhere, yeah, that's a negative spirit and psychic digging into your information. So then be aware of information more like it's popping up from, you can feel it, you can feel it, smell it, taste it, hear it, or even just see it. So be aware of all your senses more like showing some red flags, alert someone digging into your memory. So then be aware of that. All into your memory where they do not belong. Real deep in there. And some even believe they do belong there when they was not invited in the first place, trespassing all over you. So then be aware of them. They're digging all kinds of information. And I literally mean all kinds of information. But depending on what negative more like a spirit psyche you got, more is a closet digger. Determine what they're gonna be digging for. They'll take one. He's not gonna look in 100% every corner of more like your closet, but he be looking at a certain section. And to dig in more at the section more, he don't dig it, you maybe have two, and another set maybe have three. So they will dig into these important deep topics of yours, but it won't be 100% they cover everything. One will not cover everything. Same thing with two, but still, all of them are nosy, but keep your eyes on the closet diggers. Now, if it is more like a person you directly know could be a closet digger, it's very easy to spot them out. They're usually the very nosy person of the bunch. Like you take more like your bunch of your friends you know, and out of the bunch you got one is more nosy than the rest of them. Yes, more like they are more like a closet digger. If they are indeed more like at different people's homes amongst homes. So definitely want to keep your eyes on any person is very nosy. They are indeed a closet digger. They could be around you digging up this information, or someone you know. is digging that information. If it's now one of you or them, then there could definitely be someone else out there. They're digging all into the closet. So definitely keep your eyes on very, very nosy people around you. It's a reflection, more like how they are spiritually. It's a lot of things more like reflection on how a person is physically, how they are more like spiritually. It's a long list of things. And there are things where it's completely different. So yes, keep your eyes on very, very nosy people. Yeah, when you have an open house like this, yeah, so a whole lot of things they can easily do to you, just like I said before. Now, of course, again, more like they could be more taking that information, passing it off to more anyone out there. So yes, taking all your private information. So definitely more like be aware. If more like you got more like a lot of more like negative spirits and cycles around you, and definitely keep your eyes on the closet diggers as well. You could have 1, 2, or 3 or 4 closet diggers around you. Now, of course, for a lot of these different things, the negative spirit and negative cycle like to do to you, the only thing they need is just one closet digger. All of them do dig in the closet, but they ain't really more like closet digger. They just take a buzz here, a buzz there, tell me what more others has asked them to do. But the closet digger, they're gonna be in there from day one and to the on day more like you get them literally more like out of there. Now that brings us up to the next topic as well. More like now, since they're all into more like your homes amongst homes, and they even more like got your home on walls and stuff more like broken in. Now, them be aware of them saying they are God. Since they're using all your kind of information from your memory, so they definitely more like know you from another point of view, a trespassing point of view. So yes, when they start more like calling different people out based on your memory, do not go by that. When they start more like saying things in certain order, naming different friends of yours, again, don't go by that. More like when they're trying to say more like they are God. And of course, do not more like give them the obvious test if you want to test them if they are God. And the obvious question is, can you make it rain? That is the obvious question. If anything said they are God. Now, depending on what negative spirit and psychic it is, they can definitely make it rain. There's a lot of books out there teaching you how to manipulate the weather. And in those books, more like making it rain is more like in there. So there's some books out there to teaching you these things. And the negative spirits and psychic can more like use more like a code that would make it rain. Depending on what negative spirit psychic it is, they can more like easy pull this off. So yes, depending on which one. Now, so yes, that do mean not all of them can do this, make it rain, but it is a decent amount of bunch of negative spirits psychic can make it rain. Use the code, and they can literally make it rain for real. There are other questions as well when it comes down to the weather. Yeah, they can move the clouds as well with a code, which in this case, a bit more can do this when it comes down to different things, manipulate the weather. Do not ask them to move clouds. Do not ask them to increase the wind. Do not ask them to make it rain. Do not ask them the obvious question when it comes down to these sections. They are codes to literally. Dudes don't things that you thought was more like impossible or more like into fairy tales. Yeah, these things are legitimate, real. They can be done. So one of the best things you can do when it comes down to anyone said they are God, do not do the obvious test. Make it rain. Instead, use the test more like I have gave you in a few more videos back about this. Use that test for many, many reasons. That's one of them. More like making it rain, because more like they can directly manipulate it. And as well, when it comes down to more like a things about your past and stuff, where they're using your memory, so naturally they can dig around in there and find out things here and there. So do use that more like a method I told you in a few videos back to test more like if they are God, if you somehow believe them. My advice: do not believe them for many, many, many reasons. If somehow they pass that test, I have another test. Now, I haven't more like say what that other test is, And since more like the negative spirits and psychic more like to search around into more like your memory, pay that information to themselves physically and then to others. Well, I still haven't talked about that test. But even now they are curious, what is that second more like test I'm talking about? If somehow they pass that more like that first test, let me know. I'll tell you. So yes, tell me more if they somehow pass that. And of course, pick them to that test as well. Want to cling like they are God. Now, just like in the Bible, more like it say others more like claim to be the Messiah, forming more like God, and that do applies as well, more like spiritual as well. Other do be making that false claim, trying to claim like they are God. So yes, pit them to that test I gave y'all before. Be aware of ones directly in front of you saying anything, and then be aware of the ones spiritually inside more like your head on different vibration levels, to the lightest to very intense level, claiming they are God. So yes, use that test more like I got a few videos back for them false claimers out there, and it's a whole long list of false claiming, claim to be the Messiah, claim to be God when they are not God. Anything trying to look up information on you using your brain, looking at this thing and that thing and researching using your brain, you can call them a lot of different things, but you definitely can't call them more like the Messiah. You can't call them God, because God naturally knows you. He don't need to more search around in your brain to look for this information and that information. He automatically knows. So that's another more like red flag there. You catch them like digging around in your memory looking for this thing and that thing and this thing. Oh, no. So again, one more time, pick them to that test I told you before in a few videos back. When I come down to that rudder manipulation thing, so yes, they can move the clouds. They can make it rain. They can make more like that thundering sound. They can make more the lightning as well. They can do the whole shebang when it comes down to manipulating the weather. The whole shebang. So do not more put them to that test for many reasons. So yes, don't go for it all. Now, like I said before, now these negative spirits and psychic need to be more real close to very detailed sections of your brain. So then be aware that when you're so close, it makes it easier to pick them up. And of course, more like do some groundwork to really pick them up. Start with more like with the crown chakra. Go right in the center of your brain and start feeling the vibration and waves, and then pick your awareness up from there. Then spread across throughout your brain. You need to bring your awareness up. There are indeed more like some negative psychics and negative more like spirit just stays there, and keep the eyes on that section. It's a whole lot of activity there. So you bring your awareness up so you can really sense anything is in there on any type of vibration level. So bring it up. It's going to help you to scope them out as well. Another thing that we do is get all in between your breathing at times. So if you breathing more increase. You wake up more like you breathing more faster than you should breathe, or you having problem to hold your breath, the time period you usually hold it, or you actually do that's your practice to hold your breath and you still can't hit that number. You're in the exact same number. That is them all into your breathing category on different level, different vibration and on degrees as well. So yeah, they get all to the breathing. They get all to more other senses as well. All 5 senses and plus with them. You can't trust them for many levels, many categories, and definitely do not do any bargain deals with them. They would definitely try to bargain deals with you. They definitely would try that. So definitely keep your eyes on that. Now on that note, that about ended for volume more like a 7 here. To listen to more of the real truth between the physical world and the spirit world, or you can say the spirit warfare, what's going on around you, things people not saying for a long list of many reasons. Well, jump on to more like part 8 of this. I talk some more about this stuff. all the people who's going over there and the one who's not going there, I advise you to go over there. So on that, I'll catch y'all all over there.